Welcome back to the Hood Knees Fantasy Football Podcast. This is the Week 14 Starts and Sits episode. I got my guys with me here, MFB
Yes, sir.
and BBTB.
Wow.
What the hell was that?
Yep, it's got to come through the swerving. Because that's
Hi,
the energy I'm on to get into playoffs this week. Because that's the same energy y'all need to be on to be in playoffs. Come on now.
Yep, this is well, for some of you guys, this either gets you in or out of playoffs. So you guys need all the info. We'll give you players to start, players to sit. Hopefully it helps you win your week. If you lose, blame it on BBTB.
Whoa, yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into the QB starts of the week. Actually, BBTB, start us off. Who's your QB start of the week?
Let me start y'all right. Let me start y'all with I think that's an obvious one. Start Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert plays Kansas City. That's a divisional game. It's always been a great rivalry game over the past few years. Justin Herbert, you got Ladd McConkey, you got a lot of people that are just stepping up. Coaching looks great. Justin Herbert should have himself a game. I know last week he did whatever or not so good, but everyone's going to have a bad game. So Justin Herbert is a fire start against the Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah. He had no passing touchdown last week. So
that's what I'm saying. It was one of those weird weeks. So
defense did a lot of the work.
Mm-hmm. It's not terrible. I do like it. I'd be cool starting him. I would be slightly worried if Ladd McConkey doesn't play, because Ladd is pivotal in that offense for the passing game, bro. I think he saw like 50% of the targets last week or something crazy.
Yeah.
And he got a shoulder issue. Now he got a knee issue. I mean, they do
Everything
need to
issue.
win games, but like, I don't know, bro. Do they, you know what I mean? Like, it's monitor his status. He is key in the passing game for Herbert, because, you can't rely on Quentin drop the ball Johnston.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a alternative or a pivot option from Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey's not playing, then maybe you pivot off of him. But
yeah, true. Yeah. If Ladd's not playing, probably don't play Herbert. But this is if Ladd's playing, because Ladd's been a dog.
sure. MFB, give us your QB start of the week.
My QB start of the week is Tua Tagovailoa. I think the Jets have gotten softer. Sauce Gardner is also low-key hurt with a hammy, I believe. Divisional matchup. Dolphins are kind of low-key, like still in the running for wild card, so they got to win out. So I think Tua's going to play.
Yeah, and the Jets are mathematically eliminated, right, from playoffs? I think I saw a post that said that there's no way the Jets can make it into playoffs.
I'm pretty
even
sure.
if they win out.
I'm pretty sure. But
like even if they win out
into it, but
yeah, I think they're 3-9, and even if they win out, like they still will be below
500.
They're what's called on the bubble with like a bunch of teams, so they're not mathematically eliminated. Mathematically eliminated, real quick. 4 teams have been eliminated. Let's see if the Hoodies can guess it right. Chemo and BBTB, real quick.
Giants, Panthers.
No.
Raiders.
Not Panthers.
He got 2 right. He got 2 right.
Giants, Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Giants, Raiders for sure.
Okay. I got 2. You get 2.
All right.
I got the easy ones.
Patriots.
Yes.
Bengals.
No, not yet.
I mean, they're 4-8.
They're close, but they're better than the Jets.
Mathematically,
gone. Dunzo.
I'm blanking.
I have it. I'm waiting for him to find it.
Bail him out, bro. Just bail him out.
Jaguars.
Yes.
Oh yeah, come on. That was obvious. Damn.
Yep. Those 4 have been mathematically eliminated. Tennessee is not mathematically
not mathematically out.
Probably by next week, they might be.
But like these guys are like on the bubble technically, but not even close to being in the hunt, right?
Yeah.
So
they're like if somehow teams just start losing, anyways, they could somehow make it in, but it's really unlikely. But that's the same with the Jets. If they're pretty much their season's done.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the game where they're just like, all right, whatever, like it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Even what is it? Brees is injured. or dealing with a knee issue too. So yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, I like that the start MFB.
Yes.
My QB start of the week is a very risky one. This one, if everyone scooped up all the quarterbacks in your league and you have no other option, start Aiden O'Connell against Tampa Bay. Tampa is one of the best matchups for QBs. Aiden O'Connell threw for 340 yards against the Chiefs last week and 2 passing touchdowns. Brock Bowers is an elite tight end, an elite target, and just an end zone threat. So I think he can get him the ball. Hopefully, if you start him, the touchdowns don't get poached by the running backs, whoever ends up running the ball. But yeah, I think he can.
Look,
I think he can get you enough points.
I'm gonna tell you why I like it and why I don't like it.
Well, why you don't was obvious, but you tell us why you do.
Why I like it is because, like you mentioned, Tampa Bay has been getting soft and a great matchup for wide receivers, right? Which means also for quarterbacks. Why I don't like it is it's Aiden O'Connell.
I can see that.
So
I can see that.
I'm not too sure.
Look, bro, I think that he has the potential to do well. And look, I'm saying, like, if you are not sure who to start and you have nobody, like people
Right.
scooped up quarterbacks, then
Look, if you have, like, I don't hate it, but the only thing that's going through my head is, like, if I'm week 14, I need this win to make playoffs or to secure some kind of seeding. And my go-to guy is Aiden O'Connell. You got to have some cojones.
him or Derek Carr.
Brother, you should not be reaching in for Derek.
But I'm saying, let's say your quarterback is Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson, which in that case, you should be fine for playoffs, right? But hopefully, but let's say you're not, right? And you didn't prep for this. You thought you were going to win last week. You didn't, you lost,
Brother.
and now you need to win. But you didn't prep your bench. You don't have a quarterback on your bench, and the quarterbacks are all scooped up. Do you start Derek Carr? Because Derek Carr's for sure on waivers.
100%.
Tommy DeVito's on waivers, or Drew Lock, whoever, and Aiden O'Connell. Who are you starting out of those guys?
I mean, there's Winston that could be on waivers.
Winston probably got scooped up after that 5 or 4 touchdown. almost 500
Winston
yards.
after against Cleveland, against Pittsburgh. Not sure.
That's still a tough matchup too.
You know, the peripherals look good, so I might roll AOC on here. You know what? Stay tuned. I'm going to do some deeper data digging, and stay tuned for the sleeper list that's posted on Discord every week.
For me to answer your question, out of those, realistically, it's Aiden O'Connell.
Okay.
Like,
Start Aiden O'Connell.
you,
Moving on.
No, you didn't prep yourself for that week 14 bye that you knew your quarterback was going to have. That's on you.
True. No, I don't blame you. But like some people may not have. They thought they were going to win.
In that position, and those are your only options. It'd have to be Aiden O'Connell just because of the stats.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
Let's move on. Wide receivers. MFB, start us off. Who's your wide receiver start?
My wide receiver start this week, Malik Neighbors. Now, I know what we saw last week, like Cooper Kupp was stopped and this and that against the Saints, but the Saints have still given up a lot to the receivers. So I think Malik Neighbors just kind of has a game where he shows up and shows out again against the Saints.
Please. I need this.
Absolutely hate that take.
Of course you do.
Locked. Alante Taylor. Locked. That homie trying to go deep. Tyrann Mathieu. Dog. I personally don't like the take. You probably have Malik Neighbors. You're probably going to start him. I don't think he's going to score double digits. Just letting you know.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. We'll have to wait and see. My wide receiver start this week is Christian Watson against Detroit Thursday Night Football. This is a tough one because it's a tough Detroit defense, but they have been able to get scored on through the air. Christian Watson's not getting a lot of targets, but he had a bad drop against SF.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Wide open.
So, look, Jordan Love does like to find him. He does like to get big chunk plays. He had a big chunk play against Miami, who's a tougher defense, I think, passing defense. I think against Detroit, he breaks loose and gets a long catch. Hopefully gets a touchdown out of it, and then you're happy with him. Jaden Reed did have a game last week. It seems to rotate between the receivers. So I don't think Jaden Reed does it 2 weeks in a row. I think Christian Watson has his game this week.
The thing about that is that Jaden Reed was actually on Amon-Ra St. Brown's podcast, and they were just talking like mad smack. And it was like kind of like cool to watch. And long story short, the Amon-Ra last year in Green Bay scored a tutty, and he hopped into like the crowd and he like celebrated with the Packers fans, you know? And so now they're back at Detroit, and Jaden Reed wants to score a tutty and try to celebrate with the Lions.
He very well could, and they could scheme that up like a play for him, and he can get in the end zone. But I don't know. That's some good information. I still think
personally,
I Christian Watson.
I like Watson. Yeah. There's a lot of room for that. Like he has a very high ceiling. This could possibly be his best career or the best like season game fantasy wise.
Season highs, yeah.
The ceiling is there. Detroit's a pretty it's hard to run on Detroit, for sure. The throwing is like pretty neutral, so I could see it happen. I wouldn't be shocked.
Same.
BBTV, give us your wide receiver start of the week.
My wide receiver start of the week is going to be the guy that I have doubted, faded, not really a big fan of, but he's been picking it up. It's going to be Keenan Allen. I remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was like, yo, stay away from Bears players. And pretty much like, I'm getting proved wrong. And I'm getting proved wrong, not for the right reason, for the wrong reasons. Pretty much the Bears are always playing down. Second half, for some reason, Caleb Williams just likes to pick it up. So, I think Keenan Allen could be solid. He's a great end zone target. I have him scoring like low double digits, and I feel like Keenan Allen should be a dog.
He has an ankle issue. He didn't practice on Wednesday, just FYI.
Yeah, but he's probably been dealing with that.
He has been dealing with it apparently, and dealt with it last week. Still was not on the injury report. So I'm not mad at it. I think like you said, they do play from behind a lot, and so I think I can see Keenan Allen
like second half. Like I really think he's going to start popping off second half. You don't see the first half, I'm not going to be too worried.
I'm just worried, not even because of matchup, but just because like he's been going off a lot, and like it has to come down to earth. And I think it's going to happen this game.
I think this is the game
for him.
Could be.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Or he could become Joe Mixon. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Never come back down.
Yeah. That's it for wide receivers. Let's move into the RB starts of the week. I'll start off with Tyrone Tracy against the Saints. He's been splitting carries. He's been splitting carries with what's his name? Singletary a little bit. They've been kind of sharing the workload, but Tyrone Tracy's getting the goal line work over Singletary. Last game he got into the end zone. I think that they're kind of splitting it because he had that fumble. He didn't fumble last game. I think that as long as he doesn't fumble the ball, he'll be fine. If he fumbles, then out the window. So good luck, Tyrone Tracy. But as long as he keeps, the ball tight and doesn't drop it, I think he'll have himself a decent game.
Yeah, even though I'm a Saints fan, kind of like this take, man. Saints are not good at stopping the run that much. I think this should be a run game, personally, like back and forth on both sides of the ball. So, kind of like that.
All right, MFB.
Yeah, I think.
My
start of the week, or
no? You go ahead. You had a comment. Sorry,
I think it's a good plus matchup. The game should be like somewhat close. I think closer than what people think.
Yeah,
like within a field goal. So, we'll see definitely plenty of runs. My RB start of the week is on the other side of this matchup, Alvin Kamara. I think Kamara's going to come back and blow up for like 25 plus. So, sorry I said neighbors, but here's your Kamara, BBTB. I mean, the Giants give up like so much to RBs. So that's just kind of the thought process here. And Kamara's due, bro. He's due for a game. There's no more Taysom Hill. They got to run it through Kamara now.
Yep.
I'd like to say I absolutely love that take. Best take you've ever probably has said in a long time. Reason why Saints fan, obviously, that's number one. Number two, last time Alvin Kamara played against the Giants, he had 3 touchdowns and went absolutely crazy. So hopefully he does something similar. So kind of hyped for that. And Saints are in a must-win position too because they're 2 games behind in the NFC South. So
yeah, I don't think the Giants are winning that game. And Rico Dowdle ran all over the Giants last week, he's not even that great of a running back compared to Kamara. So Kamara should do great, honestly. So
yeah.
BBTV, give us your RB start of the week.
I think you already said it. It's going to be Rico Dowdle. I have Rico Dowdle going crazy against the Bengals. I think this should be a very good game for him. I feel like this should be a solid, just the Bengals defense is trash. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's trash.
Yeah.
They're letting Joe Burrow down. Yeah. I feel Joe Burrow, Chase having phenomenal seasons. Chase and T. Higgins are absolute dogs. The defense is so bad that I don't know how they're 4-8. It's all because of the defense. So realistically, you start any running back against the Bengals defense. I think Dowdle should be solid this week.
Yeah, very true. Much agreed. Against Cincy D, it's plus matchups all over, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wanted to say Cooper Rush is my start of the week. But but yeah. I like the take. I think Rico has seen a lot, bro. We covered it in our previous episode, but he's been seeing a lot of running back rush share.
Mm-hmm.
If he keeps seeing it, he should be getting production.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, since now he's kind of what I thought the Eagles were with, bad defense, good offense, and it's actually the Bengals. So if you have Bengals players on your team, you're happy because good offense plus bad defense is great for fantasy.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the tight end starts of the week. MFB starts off.
I got you. My guy is chemo start from last week, Pat Freiermuth. You heard that correctly.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. I mean, he's seen a connection with Russ. They got a divisional game against Cleveland. Cleveland gives up a ton to tight ends in the last 3 weeks. So I think, Pat Freiermuth should be the guy. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, solid.
Nice.
I like that take a lot. If you need a tight end, he's been your tight end. That's a fire start. I like that.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. No, it's a good take. I liked him last week, and if he can do the same thing he did last week or close to it, even if he gets in the end zone, you're happy. Even if he doesn't, last week he had 6 receptions, 68 yards. It's not a bad game for a tight end.
Yeah.
BBTV, give us your tight end start of the week.
Alrighty. Y'all got to hear me and listen. All right.
Sure.
I'm joking about this guy all season. This game is not a joke. He's a Saints player. He's a
Kyle Pitts? Oh,
no. It's Jawan Johnson, brother. Brother, start Jawan Johnson. You somehow need a tight end. I'm going with Jawan Johnson. Why? Because the ball, there's no one else to throw the ball to. We have Marcus Valdes-Scantling, which is basically the Rashid Shaheed 2.0. Sure. You got Bubba Tipton. He's whatever. And you have I forgot there's another guy, he's number 81. Forgot his name. But basically the ball.
Randy McScrandy.
Bub means and Michael Tipton or something like that.
Yeah.
Two different guys.
That, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So what I'm saying is the ball needs to go somewhere. Jawan Johnson's been seeing a good amount of targets lately. So, or just last week. But if the ball is going to get thrown, I have this as a running game, but if the ball is going to get thrown, and I feel like Jawan Johnson just becomes that guy. So I think you can start Jawan.
Yeah, I like a lot of it. A lot of the optics look really good for Jawan Johnson, actually. Will probably be on my sleeper list releasing tomorrow. The only thing I slightly don't like is the matchup isn't a positive one on paper, but hey, no Taysom Hill. He's the trusted target in the offense. He's been there. So probably a very confident start, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Don't start Jawan Johnson. This dog. No, I'm just playing. No, if he gets in the end zone, it'll be good. But I really think a lot of it's gonna be Kamara. get in the end zone. He might be able to push the ball up the field. So you might be okay with his production, like especially if you don't have a tight end this week. Let's say you have Zach Ertz and he's on bye or something, and you just need another tight end, and there's none on the waivers. Maybe Jawan Johnson's your guy.
Yeah, and by the way, we've been talking about Giants and Saints for a little bit. The over/under on that game is 40.5. So, and a lot of it, and like Vegas is pushing it for the over. So, a lot of people are betting on the over. So I think it's an over game. Right. So, a lot of points should be scored.
All right, let's wait and see. Let's move on to the. I didn't even do my tight end start of the week. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Tight end start of the week. An easy one for me, George Kittle. This week, last week he didn't do well in the snow. That was a snow game, but George Kittle's been one of the better tight ends in the league. One of the best, actually. Mm-hmm. For sure, top 5, top 3, maybe even. And he's going against Chicago. SF needs to win games. Chicago is basically out of the running. The defense is good, but Debo hasn't been doing it. Jawan Jennings has been good, but they need Kittle. So I think Kittle can help them move the ball and can get himself maybe in the end zone even.
I think why I really like this is, like you already mentioned, Niners got to start winning games. Kittle without C-Mac was doing amazing, by the way, fantasy-wise. So we all saw the C-Mac news, of course. Yep. So Kittle should be that guy again in this offense.
Yep, 100%.
All right, let's move on to the bonus starts of the week. BBTV starts off. Bonus starts.
Yeah, my bonus start is going to be Isaiah Pacheco. Why? No clue. But I feel like last week, personally, the reason why he didn't do that good on his return last week is because they're probably just easing him in. They know they're the 1 seed. They know they're probably going to secure that. They try to ease him in. Like Pacheco's going to get back to like where he needs to be, where he started the season at. And so I feel like this is the game where Pacheco's going to really strive, because I know a lot of Pacheco owners are probably like, yo, like he's splitting touches with Kareem Hunt and this and that. No, I feel like this is the time where Pacheco gets the more shares, gets the more rush attempts, and should be solid.
You know, I could definitely see that. I do agree that they are kind of easing him in. Mm-hmm. And he'll be getting more work. So I think it could definitely be a play.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too mad about it, but I'd be a lot more confident in 2 weeks maybe, because I really want to see how they work in Kareem Hunt still in this next game.
This, to me, it's a risky play. I would not want to put Pacheco in my lineup. If I had to, I would, but I would be looking elsewhere. This is your, I don't know, week 14. You've probably been without him for a while. Maybe you traded for him or you just got him back. You've hopefully been able to make do without him, but if you draft him early on, you probably couldn't. Either way, it's a risky one for me.
It's risky, but I don't know. I feel like Chiefs are going to push the ball down the field. Pacheco hasn't had a tight end in a long time. Pacheco might just get in the end zone. So that's how it's
possibly. MFB, give us your bonus start of the week.
Bonus start of the week. Somebody people been very sad about if they drafted or if they traded for him on the low. But CeeDee Lamb should have a comeback game. I'm talking like a 25-plus bomb. And we know why. He plays the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
Play the Bengals, bro. I don't care if it's Cooper Rush. I don't care if it's Dak. I don't care if it's Danny, Tommy, Daniel Jones, DeVito, bro, out there. I don't even know what name I made up. But that game also has, pretty solid overall total. Not the highest of the week, but like second highest. So it should be a really, really good game.
What's the over-under on that game?
49.5.
Oh, that is solid. High.
Is the highest
pretty high.
The Detroit and Green Bay?
Yes, that's correct. At 51.5.
Come on, bro. You don't know, bro. You've been off tonight. Focus, lock in.
50, but they're decent defenses.
Yeah, bro, but also decent offenses. So they put in the high run.
That's true. I like that take a lot, man. I generally do. I've been fading CD ever since Dak going out. I'll be honest, but this is
We
the
all
week.
have, but he got to have his time, bro. The talent has to shine at some point.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it finally
Only
shines
thing
for him.
that worries me is that he's just fighting through injury, and he knows he's not making playoffs. He knows that, and he's just fighting. Like, I think he had an AC joint, and then
It
he had
was
one
AC
more
joint, yeah.
thing. He had one more thing like earlier in the season, I think, that was actually bothering him. So he's fighting through, I think, 2 injuries. So
Yeah. My only concern would be that the Dallas defense gets touchdowns. And so like if they can do whether it's a fumble 6 or a pick 6 or something.
on the Bengals,
Hey, who did it? Someone did it like not last week, 2 weeks ago, I think. Oh well. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of a different team. Either way, the Dallas defense has been stepping up. So that actually could work in his favor. They get, turn the ball over and then CD gets in the end zone.
Yeah.
So it could actually be a very good play.
Mhm.
I like it. Moving on to my bonus start of the week, Calvin Ridley, revenge game against the Jaguars. Yep. He's going back. The team that let him go. I think he's the number one option on that offense. And he's playing now a revenge game against his old team. He needs, last week he had only 2 catches on 7 targets. I think this week he gets more targets, more catches into the end zone, and he has himself a game.
Yeah.
I really like this take. Been calling it early that Titans pass schedule gets so much softer. Calvin Ridley has done okay during that. We've seen Nick Westbrook-Akina go stupid during that. Yeah, man, Jacksonville gives a crazy amount of points to wide receivers. I even considered putting Tony Pollard as my bonus because Jacksonville just gives up so many points to everybody. So Tennessee should really eat this game. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Absolutely fire of a pick. I learned my lesson last week. I didn't start Jerry Jeudy. He had his revenge game. Calvin Ridley, like I'm not kidding, this man could possibly finish top 5.
All right. Yeah. If you have him, you're probably hoping to see it.
Yeah, like just some random guy. Him. He's the guy. Last week was Jerry Jeudy. I think it possibly could be Calvin Ridley.
Yep. All right. That's it for starts of the week. Let's move into the sits of the week. And MMB, start us off with your QB sit of the week.
My QB sit of the week is going to be Matthew Stafford this week. So plays Buffalo. Very, very tough defense. Doesn't give up a lot of points to QBs. So it's not looking to be the best. Would definitely not be confident starting Matt Stafford this week.
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of buys are this week, and the Rams are starting to click ever since everyone's been back. I know Buffalo's a really good defense, don't get me wrong, but they're playing in SoFi, inside pretty much a dome. So I feel like the Rams are gonna try to come up with some crazy plays, fire on all cylinders, give it to their guys. I feel like Matthew Stafford could be a solid play if you don't have a quarterback. So just a little up in the air with that.
Or Aiden O'Connell.
That's fair.
Aiden O'Connell or Matthew Stafford?
I would personally go Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, imagine you start Aiden O'Connell. And yeah. BBTV, give us your QB sit this week.
Yeah, sit Brock Purdy. Homie's buns. Stop Temple. Homie's, he just looked so bad. I know it was in the snow.
Yeah.
Josh Allen went crazy in the snow, bro. Like everyone playing in the same weather.
He lives there. He probably practiced in the snow, bro.
Man, I understand.
the stadium doesn't have a dome. He was there practicing.
Crazy take. I'm taking Aiden O'Connell over Brock Purdy.
It is against tough Chicago defense. They're at home.
Yo.
Chicago has recently been giving a decent amount to QB and wide receivers. So I don't know. I think
it's a bounce back game
believe
for
in Purdy
Purdy
just because the Niners have to win.
I think he bouncing back.
Yeah, I could see a bounce back game. I don't know how heavy of a bounce back game, but
Yeah.
I could see a
Either
bounce
way.
back game incoming.
Yeah, I do think you're better off sitting Purdy if you have the option to. If you picked up two off waivers, I'll play two over Brock
Or
Purdy
Winston.
for sure.
Winston off waivers.
Jameis Winston against Pittsburgh. I'd have to check the weather in that game and if it's at a dome or not. Because the last time they played in Cleveland, it was snowing. It was bad. I don't know how it is. I don't know the weather in Pittsburgh. They're playing in Pittsburgh this week. So they're away. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Check the weather. It's sunny over here in Santa Clara, so there's no weather issues for that game. My QB sit this week is Geno Smith. This is very obvious. Playing against the Cardinals. Come on now. Have you seen that defense? Last time he played against the Cardinals, which was 2 weeks ago, he only had one touchdown and an interception. Threw for 250 yards, which is not bad, but he's not been looking too hot. I think DK didn't practice already this week, if I'm not mistaken, and he's dealing with some issue, but he's dealing with a shoulder issue. He was limited in practice, but either way, DK will probably play, but still, he's playing against Arizona. The defense has been clicking very well and doing well. And he didn't do so well against Arizona, and now he's in Arizona this time instead of being at home. I think he ends up with a bad game.
Yeah. Don't like the take. I think everyone's like, I don't know, they're trying to base last game's performance for this game. I think that game was just a fluke. I have no clue. I think I watched it, and pretty much like the offenses just didn't look that good. But I feel like since they already played each other once, I feel like they're just going to start scheming things up. And I feel like both offenses for the Seahawks and the Cardinals should be solid. So Kyler Murray and Geno Smith, I feel like they should play solid games offensively. So.
I mean, I'm hoping so for a good game. But the metrics do say that Arizona has been fire against QBs, like giving up next to nothing on average. So not looking too great for Geno. So I'm kind of on Chemo's side here.
Yeah, sorry, BBTV.
You would roll Chemo, you to rule out Aiden O'Connell instead of Geno?
Yeah. Let me see. Beep beep boop. Kind of think that. Yeah, you know what? I'll run Aiden O'Connell over Geno Smith.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Yeah. You know what?
Man,
that's just terrible. That's just a terrible thing to say.
That's all I need you to admit.
Yeah. Everyone that's listening, if you listen to this, you're gonna go back and laugh at me. When that goes completely backwards. Sits of the week for wide receivers. Let's get into it. I'll start us off. Deebo Samuel from the Niners. He is not look good at all. I don't think he sucks. I don't know what else to say. He's not doing well. He's not playing well. Last game he played, I mean, it was in the snow. I get it. He still had 5 targets, didn't get anywhere with them. Against Green Bay, 4 targets, 1 reception, 21 yards. Didn't rush the ball at all. Maybe with McCaffrey gone, they do some more of that jet sweep nonsense where they have him run. They're playing at home. Chicago's still been a solid defense. I know MLB was just talking about they give up points. I think Juwan Jennings?
John Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gets better reception and more receptions and more targets than Deebo.
Man, I feel like, Deebo's been stinking it up. I'm not going to lie. Called him out as a start a couple weeks, and he just never came about. So at this point, I probably lost all faith in him. So I'm kind of with you here. Can't really trust him. Even if the metrics say Chicago's a positive matchup, probably hits Pearsall, probably hits Kittle. Not even Pearsall, sorry, Juwan Jennings. So
yeah, I like to take a lot. I don't know. Deebo does not look good. I'm personally just fading all Niners players for the week. So I know it's another hot take, but yeah.
Okay. MLB, give us your wide receiver sit this week.
My wide receiver sit is Devontae Adams this week. Miami's been kind of sneakily good at stopping the pass lately. And I think the Jets are. So actually, I want to go back because we were talking about being mathematically eliminated, right? So I guess mathematically eliminated is they're pretty much mathematically eliminated, right?
Yeah,
But
so
they're not. But they're not mathematically, right? So
like
the
there's
percentage
some
the percentage if they lose is still less than 1%. I mean, which is a chance, right?
Yeah.
And the percentage if they win is also less than 1%. So I don't know what crazy win
Bro,
loss
that-
need to happen.
the,
They're still, but yeah, they're basically out. I don't know. Devontae Adams seems like the guy who's like, hey man, like he might just retire like near the end of the season or something. I don't know. Or he might keep playing with Aaron Rodgers. We'll see how the vibe is. But I just think Miami really needs to win. They're gonna lock up and play for real. So I think it'll affect Devontae.
Yeah. I'm personally just up in the air with it, but I'd probably disagree.
I think in PPR he might be okay. Like volume is way to enough points that you're like, that was okay. But yeah, I would. Miami's defense has been playing well lately against like just other teams. So yeah, it's a solid take. BBTB, give us your wide receiver sit this week.
All right, my wide receiver sit is going to be Amari Cooper. Sit that man, please sit that man. He has sold me twice. I was originally first place in my league. I dropped down to third because I lost because Amari Cooper does not want to perform. Okay. And some of them by a couple points, and then some of them I just should have taken out a couple players for him. A different player. But anyway, sit him. He doesn't even look like he's needed. Looks like he's just doing cardio out there. I'm going to be honest with you. I know he plays the Rams. The Rams, I'm going to be saying all season, their secondary is not the best. But I don't know, man. He's just going to piss me off. So he pissed me off for 2 weeks. I'm not trying to do it for a third. Don't play him.
I think this is an emotional take.
100% emotional thing. 100%.
100% emotional. I don't blame him. I mean, he got burned by Amari Cooper. It looked like a great move on paper with the trade. But as we see with all receiver trades like Deontay Johnson, shout out Chemo's boy. But yeah, I mean, like he might like get a touchdown here and there, but Josh Allen throws to a lot of people, bro. We're seeing Mac Hollins eat. This might be a Keon Coleman game, right?
I was gonna say,
if I had to guess, it's Keon Coleman and probably Khalil Shakir eating, right? Khalil Shakir is like the target kind of dude on the team. So it's probably amongst them, bro. It's too much of a. There's no alpha receiver on the team that's getting all the target share.
I think if Keon Coleman plays, yeah, you can sit Amari Cooper. If he doesn't play, I think Amari Cooper will be okay. That's my guess.
Gotcha.
So I'm not mad at it. If Keon Coleman plays, yeah, I think sit him. Let's move on to RB sits of the week. I'll start us off with BBTB's bonus start Pacheco. That's my RB sit of the week. Look, they're still working him back in. They still have Kareem Hunt. And they're playing against the Chargers. The Chargers have a very good run defense. Now, I'm not to say that he could get in the end zone. And if you have Pacheco on your team, you've probably been waiting to use him. You might have played him last week and he didn't do anything for you. So you're probably kind of annoyed. I don't think Andy Reid is much of like a split carries kind of guy. He usually just has one guy and that's it. So we saw like with Kareem Hunt, maybe like some P. Ryan in there, but with Pacheco back, they have Kareem Hunt and it's like they're probably going to want to save Pacheco for the playoffs, in my opinion. So they're like, all right, let's just split the workload. Let Pacheco get in there, get some runs in, but not force him and run him to the ground. They don't need to. Kareem Hunt's been fine. So I think you're better off sitting Pacheco this week.
That's a fair point, honestly. I do dig it. KC, they're still gonna play to get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But like Kareem Hunt does look really good, so why not split the work? Kind of like what I said earlier. I would really, really want to wait and see what happens this game to really see how the workload is being shared between the two. My intuition is telling me what BB said is like they're going to ease him in. So maybe we see like a 60-40, 70-30 kind of game. And then the next game will be like a full Pacheco type show.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would bet on. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 50-50 the whole way through. So
Yeah, the take that you guys are saying was like very logical, but I don't really care. I think you should start Pacheco. Don't like the take. I think last week they're just easing him in. It's a Sunday night game. They're gonna produce. They need to win. Pacheco is a better physical running back than Kareem Hunt, and they eased him in last week. I think this is gonna be his workload kind of week, and this is for the division, or not the division. This is for like
Divisional game, but
divisional game, and it's also the Bills are 1 game behind of the Chiefs. So if the Bills win and Chiefs somehow lose, the Bills take the 1 seed because they have the tiebreaker. So I feel like this is going to be a crazy game. So Andy Reid needs to play his best players. So that's why. Sorry, Pacheco.
I can see where it could go well for Pacheco, but if he doesn't get in the end zone, he probably is not going to have a good day. He might play well and do good, but if he doesn't get in the end zone, you're kind of kicking yourself.
Yeah.
MFB, give us your RB sit of the week.
My RB sit of the week this week is Josh Jacobs. Detroit has pretty much given up nothing to RBs as of recent, right? They gave up like 39 yards to DeAndre Swift. They gave up, give me 1 quick second. They gave up nothing to Jonathan Taylor, right? So, you know what I mean? Like they've been doing their thing on the run defense. I think it's going to be like kind of like a shootout game between Love and Goff. Detroit run game will be there. It's too good to stop. But Josh Jacobs will kind of be struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the take. It's just Josh Jacobs. I personally think Josh Jacobs is a better back than the guys that you mentioned. And so I feel like Josh Jacobs could possibly do his thing. He's been getting a lot of touches over the weeks. So you're pretty much just banking on hopefully the Packers getting stopped at the goal line. Josh Jacobs punch it in real quick.
PI in the end zone.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, but I do like the take. But yeah.
Yeah, I tried to say sit Josh Jacobs last week. Didn't work. So we'll see if it works this week. BBTB, give us your RB sit of the week.
My RB sit of the week, it's going to be Chuba Hubbard. I think Chuba Hubbard plays Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, an amazing defense. I think they held Derrick Henry to like, what, bro? Hold on, let me check that real quick.
You saw that tackle? That textbook tackle?
Oh, by Cooper DeJean?
By DeJean, yeah.
Yeah, bro. That was nasty. And
it was very well performed tackle.
Yeah. So yeah, what you call it? So pretty much, I feel like Chuba Hubbard isn't no Derrick Henry. So I don't know. I feel like you could sit Chuba Hubbard this week,
especially because the rookie Jonathan Brooks has starting to get worked in. So yeah, no, I like the take. I think it's a good take.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. Yeah, Chuba's it's just a tough defense to go up against. I think his usage is still okay, but I think Jonathan Brooks maybe could creep in. We just really got to see with time.
Yeah, I think tough defense and anyone else sharing the carries there, like it's just not a good recipe for him. So yeah, I like the take. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the tight end sits of the week. I'll start us off with Tucker Kraft on Thursday night against Detroit. Detroit has not given up a lot of points to the tight ends. Tucker Kraft has been, last week he had, was it 60 or 78 yards, 6 receptions. The week before he only had 2 targets and he got in the end zone. But I don't think he does it again. I think the ball goes to other players like Christian Watson, who I mentioned earlier, the wide receiver start of the week. I think this is where Tucker Kraft has himself a bad game.
I don't know. I mean, I do like the take, don't get me wrong, because of the stats and all that. But the over-under is at 51.5, and that's high, bro. Like, there's points going to be scored. And so I feel like, I don't know, the Packers are just used to everyone eating. So,
Juwan Johnson or Tucker Kraft?
Juwan Johnson.
That's there you go.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Kraft. He might be blocking more than running routes, or they have some other blocking tight end in there, right? So I am kind of worried for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't be confident starting Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
MLB, give us your tight end sit of the week.
My tight end sit of the week is TJ Hockey. Now they play against Atlanta. Atlanta has been very good against tight ends, actually. So I think Taki also hasn't been that good. We talked about some peripheral numbers. He hasn't really ran as many routes as he did last season, right? So it's just obviously taking a toll on the production. So I don't think he'll have a great week.
Yeah, I mean, like to take, but that's the only tight end I kind of got, so I might just start him. They only have some bums on the waiver. Oh, I have Pat Fryermuth on the waiver though. Actually, I have Pat Fryermuth on the waiver, so I'm gonna think about that one.
TJ Hawk was my sit last week against that tough Arizona defense. You feel me? Yeah, I think it's a solid take. I think he could bounce back this week, but I could also see him having a dead game like last week. So
yeah.
Baby TV, give us your tight end sit of the week.
All right, tight end sit of the week is going to be Chemo's start of the week. It's going to be George Kittle. Called him out last week. He didn't do good. McCaffrey's down. I know the stats say when McCaffrey's not there, Kittle goes nuts. But I'm personally fading Niners players. Yeah, that's literally the
Brock Purdy's your QB sit of the week.
Yeah.
And to go along with that, George Kittle. Look, to be honest with you, I'm playing George Kittle this week in a must-win situation. So I would rather he not do well. But
that is true.
In my opinion, I think he has himself a solid game. I think it was TJ Hawkinson when TJ Hawkinson played against Chicago, he had 9 targets, 7 receptions, 114 yards.
How long ago was that?
2 weeks. That was week 12.
I think that was the OT game. When Hawkinson went crazy in OT, so I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I mean, still, he did his thing against Chicago. So look, George Kittle's my start of the week. I think that he steps up. Unless Debo like does some silly little rush plays and he gets in the end zone, and then I look silly for saying sit him. One of us is going to be right about the sit of the week, whether it's me or you, whether Debo's the sit or George Kittle. It's one or the other. But yeah. That does it for tight end sits of the week. Let's move on to the bonus sits of the week. My bonus sit is not a good one. It's Breece Hall. That team I thought was mathematically eliminated. They have less than 1% chance of making playoffs. They are not making playoffs. Let's be honest. They're 3-9. Breece Hall is dealing with a knee issue. Why would you run him into the ground more already if he's already dealing with some issues? He only had 12 carries last week and 1 target. But I think that because of the situation that they're in, they're just going to use Braylon Allen or whoever else they have at running back and just let Breece Hall relax.
I think with this situation, Braylon Allen's like a must-add, right? And yeah, I would just monitor the situation for sure with Breece Hall. See what happens. Check coaching reports. See if they say like we're going to play him. He's going to be the starter. whatever.
Yeah. If Brees Hall plays, I'm going to start him. He's my 4th overall pick, like personally me. So I have to play him. If I
No,
don't do
yeah.
it, so be it. But yeah. I don't know. Since they're technically not mathematically eliminated, and I don't know, he probably still just trying to play. Like he played last year when they were out of playoffs. So
That is true. I actually was gonna say that they did play. Like he went stupid last year, I think, when they didn't make playoffs.
So I feel like he could possibly do it again. Like I feel like he just wants to play ball just for the sake of playing ball. You know?
That one, they didn't have a rookie backup. No one else is behind
Yeah,
him.
they did.
Who did they have? Dalvin Cook?
No, they had
They
Dalvin
had like
Cook.
Israel Akanbagana Banana.
Yeah, and they had Ty Johnson.
Who?
I dead ass don't know.
Yeah, bro, exactly. I don't know either. Yeah, Ty Johnson ass. So anyways, yeah, you're going to start Brees Hall if you have him, but I think that he doesn't have himself a very good game. If he does,
Single digit?
lucky you. Single digit, man. That's tough. Against Miami. Well, yes, single. That's a tough one, man. I can't say single digits.
Half PPR's projections at like 12.5. I'm saying like single digits is a hit. It's like for you for a sit.
You know what? I'll say it. Single digits.
All right.
The more I think about it, the more it sounds crazy. Anyways, let's move on before I think about it any longer. MFB, give us your bonus sit of the week.
My bonus sit of the week is none other than Rachaad White. Because it's pretty much Bucky season. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't even be looking at Rachaad White. I would maybe be adding Sean Tucker as a backup, if anything. Wow. But that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I have Bucky Irving. I'm sitting Aaron Jones for Bucky Irving.
Who gave you that? Who gave you Bucky Irving again?
I think the trade was Bucky Irving for Jerry Jeudy, and I think I gave you Jeudy, right? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so you gave up nothing and got something. Very nice.
Went crazy. But anyway,
that's what's up.
Bucky Irving should be the guy. I don't see Rachaad White doing that. I don't know. I feel like they trust Bucky a lot more, so I like that take a lot.
I agree. It's a good take.
Mm-hmm.
BBTB, give us your bonus sit of the week.
My bonus sit of the week is going to be Mike Evans. He is dealing with a hamstring and a calf injury. He's on the tending to 2 health concerns. That's what it specifically says. So, the Raiders are kind of playing decently, like defensively. So, I'm going to sit Mike Evans.
Yeah, brother. Mike Evans needs 476 yards to hit 1,000-yard season again. He's going to get that 1,000 yards. You are not going to sit Mike Evans.
All right, bro. Single digits incoming.
Do not sit Mike Evans if you haven't.
If he plays, bro, I will be, man. Look, if he plays the full game and is healthy, he's not getting single digits, bro.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to have himself a game.
I could bet a lot of money, like he's not getting single digits.
Look he's changing his mind slowly. It's happening.
Vegas gives up a crazy amount to receivers, right? So the matchup's there. He's the only guy catching things on the Bucks. The Bucks kind of have to win, like they're second in the NFC South. Like
he's got 5 weeks.
Evans, bro. You can't doubt my look. Listen, if there's one thing I've learned in fantasy football, I'm gonna put everybody on some game, right? I'm gonna give a counter example, right? People wanted to believe every year in Kyle Pitts since he was a rookie. The second year, they found excuses for him. He's a bum. Fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me, all right? Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. All right, don't get fooled. Mike Evans, bro, he's been a dog. If you've been a dog, you're not just gonna not be a dog next year.
10 straight seasons, 1,000 yards, and he's like almost he's like 500.
Let's calculate real quick, bro.
I'm hearing you,
500. Brother, he's 500 yards off, or close to 500 yards off of his 1,000-yard season, right? And he has 5 games to play. 100 yards a game.
Brother, he's getting strapped. I don't know what else to tell you. He's getting strapped. I literally saw it. I literally saw it. He's getting strapped. When that man drops single
against Carolina, when he got 118 yards, 12 targets, 8 receptions.
No,
That's it?
that's Carolina, bro. We're talking about the Raiders. Antonio Pierce.
Oh my god, yeah, bro. They're playing for everything with them being mathematically eliminated and all. They got to make sure they get that win. They're gonna lock him up, huh? Anyways,
Man, if he actually, I don't know, bro.
Well,
if you call this, bro, look, bro. This is nuts. If you call it, I hope you're right about the George Kittle thing too. I'm not gonna lie, that's my start of the week, but I hope you're right. Anyways, that'll do it for starts of the week and sits of the week. Hope that this helps you make the right decision. If it helps you make the wrong decision, like I said, blame BBTV. That's on him.
Yo,
It's not on me. So anyways, at the end of the day, I will say this every time. I'm pretty sure I've said it every episode for starts and sits. At the end of the day, go with your gut. If we tell you to sit somebody and you're not feeling that sit, don't sit them. If we tell you to start somebody, you're not feeling that start, go with your gut. At the end of the day, you can always say, I made the best decision that I thought and it didn't work out. But last thing you want to do is listen to BBTB and he steer you wrong. And then you hate him. You don't listen to the podcast anymore.
yes, to all 5 of you out there that are listening. But anyway, join the Discord, please. It's week 14. If you need to make the playoffs, if you need a certain seed to get a bye week, you know what I'm saying? Like, please join. We're going to try to give you our best takes and our reasonings for it. Please.
Yeah. Because we can say start these or sit these guys, right? But if you might have a better option or you might not have a better option, we say, you know what? Nah, start him. Like you're going to start that guy.
Yeah.
So ask us in the Discord. We'll answer as soon as we can. But that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.